Hello everybody, welcome to another video. My name is Infiniti and I am back with another Continental knitting tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to knit the zigzag stockinette stitch. It is very simple, super simple in fact. So without further ado, I'm going to jump right in. The fabric itself is super stretchy and it works out just like regular stockinette, honestly. As far as how you use the fabric, what you want to do is start off with a slip knot, and you can cast on in any increment or number that you'd like. It doesn't matter in this pattern. So I think I'm going to go ahead and cast on 16. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you don't know how to cast on, I do have a tutorial for that back on my channel under the knitting how to playlist, or the how to knit playlist. I think I renamed it. Alright, 1, 2, 4. Alright, now that I've cast on my 16 stitches, we can move on to row 1. For row 1, we are going to knit through the back loop. So I do have a tutorial for this back on my channel, but in case you need a refresher, when you knit through the back loop, you insert your needle to the right of the stitch and through the back. And you yarn over and you knit that stitch as you would normally. Just like that. Alright, and we are going to knit through the back loop across the entirety of And if your tension is ever too tight, I actually did a good job with this one, but if your tension is ever too tight, what I like to do is take the tip of my right hand needle, work it underneath that next stitch at the bottom, and just kind of scoop it around until it loosens that loop up, and then you can work into it more easily. Alright, and now this is what row 1 looks like on our needles. And now we're ready to move on to row 2. Row 2 is also super simple because all we're going to do on row 2 is purl. So we're going to bring the yarn to the front. We're going to insert our needle purlwise, so from right to left, and we are going to simply yarn over and knit it through, pull it off. And we're going to do that across the entire row. And as I said, I have an entire knitting playlist back on my channel that goes over these kind of basic things with knitting. So if you're a continental knitter like me, or you can't quite get the English knitting style, so you want to try something different, consider looking back on my channel, and I'd love to help you with your knitting journey. Alright, and that is row 2. This is the back of the work. Now we're back to the front of the work, and again we are going to knit everything through the back loop on all of our odd rows. So this is row 3. We'll be knitting through all the back loops. And in this technique, the zigzag pattern is very subtle. It gives your stitches a slight tilt either way, which I think can be nice, especially as a beginner knitter and you want something a little different than your standard garter stitch or your standard stockinette stitch. This is a nice little variation to that. Alright, and now I am going to move on to row 4, which is an even row. And for all my even rows, again, I am going to simply purl all the way across. So again, purl-wise, you're inserting your needle from right to left. And purling is normal. Knitting is normal. There we go. That last stitch. Okay, and this is the end of row 4. I'm going to turn it over, and this is what the stitches look like. Like I said, the stockinette on the right side of the work just slightly tilts, but it is a nice little variation to your traditional pattern. So you would continue repeating those 2 rows until you reach your desired length. So I'm going to knit up a few more rows and I'll bring you guys back so you can see my swatch. Alright, and this is what the finished fabric looks like. I like how subtly it zigzags back and forth. This, like I said, is a great beginner pattern. And another awesome thing about this stitch pattern in particular, I'm going to put it on the cable, is how straight the edges are, like when you turn it on the back. Just from a design perspective, this would be a dream to seam together because everything's so lined up and squared off. But that's just my weird take. I hope you guys enjoyed this video today. If so, don't forget to leave it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on future weekly knitting content. I typically post continental knitting tutorials on Wednesdays at 9:30 a.m. CST. Don't forget to head over to Instagram and check me out over there where I post all of my knitting and crochet whips. I do both. And also, you know, head over to my website, maybe sign up for the newsletter so you get notified when new blog posts go live. I usually post my maker notes or sometimes pattern freebies over there. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, head on over there and sign up. And until next time, guys, happy making.